like, child support doesn't raise kids. Parents raise kids. So I think the one thing that's missed is that the fact that let's find out let's get to the bottom of the issue of why that particular parent doesn't want to parent. Because it's something that's being overlooked. It's something that's just that simple that it can help. Because I'm an advocate for, being a part of your child's life, and like I had to learn how to be a father. To this day, I'm still learning because I didn't have my father into my life until I was damn near grown. I was 17 years old. And the thing that I think that people don't realize is that some men don't know how to be fathers. Okay? We know how to be protectors. We know how to be providers. But a lot of men don't know how to be fathers. Women, it's natural in you for you to be nurturing, caring, for you to be motherly. And then when you go through the process and you learn, the older you get, you mature, you learn how to become a mother. Now, at the end of the day is that I'm not excusing for guys not taking care of their kids. But what I'm saying is that the brothers need a hand. Because the brothers we take on a lot. Ladies, you do too as well. But for as a backbone and a strength of parenting, we need better fathers, and it needs to be a collective effort to where we get fathers where they need to be. So that's my spiel on Father's Day. A little bit as we come on Monday, the day after Father's Day, I want to talk about this in depth, where I open the floor for everybody to call in. We're going to talk about it a little more. I know Sunday, this Father's Day weekend, I know a lot of y'all taking your dads out on dinner, or your significant others or husbands, or however you do. So Monday I want to get in depth into this conversation about what do you feel Father's Day is, and how we can improve fatherhood in the black community. That's something I really want to address and, talk about. Okay. So in other news, speaking of fathers, so I find this actually amusing and quite interesting at the same time. So Venus and I got to make my announcement. This is some news. This is news you can use.
Your attention, please. This is an important announcement.
So, like I was saying, this is Venus and Serena Williams' dad files for divorce. First of all, I didn't know this joker was even married. But he's divorcing his wife, saying that his wife is stealing from him. Richard Williams, father of Venus Williams and Serena Williams, has filed for divorce after accusing his wife of 7 years of stealing his money. The 75-year-old filed documents in Florida claiming that his wife has been forging his signature to steal his houses and cars. He also claims that 38-year-old Lakeisha Williams has been swiping his Social Security checks as well as his guns. Okay, first of all, there's a double whammy on this situation. First of all, you married a girl named Lakeisha. You should have known that was going to be a ghetto situation right there. And then she's half your age. You should have paid attention to that. I mean, bro, you're 75 years old. I don't think you swing an old bat like a 38-year-old. Somebody her age was. So, bro, face the fact, man. She was compensating for something by going after your money, man. I'm just saying, just to play devil's advocate to be funny, but I think that was you should have kind of expected that. But in addition to the thievery, Williams claims Lakeisha's. I just can't forget. I can't get over her name being Lakeisha. You just know she was black. But the thievery, and in addition to the thievery, Williams claims Lakeisha's lifestyle is bad for their 5-year-old son. Damn, this story gets worse when I read this. They had I guess the old bat is working. So he's still stepping up to the plate. knocking out home runs, knocked out a 5-year-old son. Wow. He says an alcoholic. He says she's an alcoholic who's been shacking up with a criminal with felony charges pending. Lakeisha's lawyer tells TMZ that the claims are all a ploy to avoid his child support and alimony payments. All of the allegations are false and will be proven to be false when we litigate this case in court. And this is from Sandy Beecher. That's the lawyer for Lakeisha Williams. So hopefully this story comes out to be right. Cause this sounds like a hot ass mess. But on to some other disturbing news. Now, please tell me why Hollywood has to, at times, ruin good things. So I want to break this down for a lot of you all. Break some disturbing news. That the original... Now, when I first read the story, I got excited at first because I thought it was going to be a remake. Because I grew up liking the show. I thought the show was funny as hell. And so when I saw the original writers and I saw Golden Girls, I got excited. I said, cool. Then I read the story and it says, the original writers of Golden Girls are coming back, plotting on creating a gay spinoff. That's why reading is fun, damn demento. So as I read this, it says they're planning on creating a gay spinoff of the original Golden Girls. Since its debut in 1985, the Golden Girls have pulled at our hearts. Now, 25 years later, after the series finale, two of the original writers, actually, are creating a gay version of the sitcom. Stan Zimmerman and James Berg, who also wrote for other shows like Roseanne and Gilmore Girls, have created a pilot for a new show called Silver Foxes, which will focus on the relationship between 4 older gay men. Like, this is the stupidest shit ever. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. That's like beyond gay. Every one of us is getting older, quote from Zimmerman, said in an interview with Party File Radio with Polo and Pearl. Especially with gays and lesbians and transgender, we create our own families. And that's what the Golden Girls did. Those women came together and supported each other. While the Golden Girls are definitely some of the inspiration behind the series, Zimmerman says the show was also inspired by Gen Silent, a documentary about LGBT singers who experience isolation and are sometimes forced to go back in the closet when moving into assisted living situations. Currently, Zimmerman and Berg are pitching Silver Foxes to networks Netflix and Hulu. This is a damn shame that they sat down and thought about this. The name of a damn gay version of Golden Girls with 4 gay damn old ass men called Silver Foxes. Please sit y'all asses down. This is the dumbest thing I've heard of, and this is beyond out of control at this point. But yeah, Silver Foxes. Wow. So I wanted to say something funny before I get into this sad news. And so on Friday, the officer found not guilty in the shooting death of Philando Castile. The officer's name was Geronimo Yanez. I'm sorry. The Minnesota police officer responsible for shooting the 32-year-old in July 2016 has been found not guilty on second-degree manslaughter by a jury. The decision was made after 27 hours of deliberation. Yanez was also charged with 2 counts of reckless discharge of a firearm. He was found not guilty on those charges too as well. So amazing that this guy this is amazing. He was not charged. And so I had an argument about this earlier, and I'm going to save that conversation because I think that's going to be a in-depth conversation I want to add as well. But I felt like the situation could have been different if the brother didn't have his firearm on him in his car, knowing, and it's a lot to this story that I want to just put both sides on the table and let's just play on the facts. And you can include racism, profiling, whatever, but there's some things that sometimes my personal opinion is I feel like some of these cases, brothers put themselves in situations. And because they had this attitude on F the police and why bother, it's all kind of things that factor in that. But it's something I want to talk about on the show on Monday as well. Also, the case for Bill Cosby was the jury came to a mistrial, but there supposed to be a planning a appeal of the case. So far, Bill Cosby is still free. So Bill is still free. Because it's just so much that's another story that, people are like, oh, they're trying to attack Bill because he tried to buy NBC. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. But, still, do I think that Bill Cosby had a pass? Hell yeah. But who hasn't had a pass? Do I think that he induced these women with drugs, etc., to get his way? I don't know. I hope not. But I think that's the dumbest situation ever. But everything, has came out in the deliberation, whatever. So some stories, it's just all crazy. But needless to say, crazy situation. Another story, and I want to talk about is the brother Steve Harvey. Now, I had just gave Steve Harvey kudos not too long ago, and then now I'm on the fence. Okay, so I wanted to read the story about him about making a joke that was probably in bad taste about a resident from Flint. So allegedly, this is how the story goes. So, of course, Steve Harvey's been under fire about this. He's taking a lot of backlash over joking about the poisoned water in Flint. On Wednesday, Steve Harvey took a phone call on his morning radio show where he was discussing Cleveland's loss to Golden State in the 2017 finals. However, during the call, Harvey didn't take kindly to the caller's lack of respect for the 2016 NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers. Snapping back at the caller over the ongoing water crisis in the caller's hometown of Flint. Quote, "You from Flint?" Harvey asked the caller, as reported in the Detroit Free Press. "That's why y'all ain't even got clean water. When was the last time you touched water and it didn't have lead in it?" And then here's a quote. "I wasn't talking about the city of Flint. I was talking about him," Steve Harvey continued. "He gonna call in and say Cleveland don't deserve Jack, and he over there bathing in all that silver water." Another comment from Steve Harvey. Though Harvey defended his statement, chalking the joke up to be simple trash talk about sports, the city's mayor was not as amused at all. Kareem Weaver sent a letter to the host demanding an apology, saying that the joke was in very poor taste. So, I mean, it's crazy. And then Steve Harvey just boiled it down to saying that it was just trash talking about sports. But will he apologize? Has he apologized? I haven't seen anything, but we're going to find out. That was a crazy situation. So, I wanted to end my show on a positive note. And I think it's a very fitting story. It's Father's Day weekend, right? So, Jay-Z vows to bail out jail fathers on Father's Day. Okay? It's not uncommon for the system to set bail amounts excessively high for people of color, and many times the bail amount does not fit the crime. Often you can't afford a lawyer or bail. You become lost in the jail system. Stories like Sandra Bland, Kalief Browder are far too common. In a letter penned for Time magazine, Jay-Z says,